it's even happening.
Oh, it's happening.
It is?
For sure it is.
Okay. My idea is so stupid. But so awesome. Is that Bert?
Yeah.
Bert McCracken?
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Sang a song with Bert McCracken one time. Played guitar on a song with freaking Machine Head. Rob Flynn from Machine Head.
Very cool.
Right?
You did some stuff with that band.
I was in a band a little bit with Benji Madden.
You had Backstreet Boy?
I did a song with the Backstreet Boy. Wow.
Yeah.
Everlast.
No big deal.
Just to name a few. Welcome to Ellistronics, everybody.
Welcome.
Overseas and abroad, and to midgets and stuff. Welcome to the podcast. It's great to be here. I am me. And you're you.
I'm me. I'm totally me.
I just want to make sure it's recording. I believe we're recording.
Fucking better. Remember that time we did like a 2-hour podcast and then it wasn't recording and then we just did it again?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Who do we think we are?
I didn't want to admit it, but we were better in the first one.
Of course.
We were way more energized.
Yeah, that happened to me once with a photo shoot and it was fucking bullshit because it was...
We're cussing a lot on the Ellistronics podcast.
I can.
Katie Ellis.
I cuss a lot in life.
Yes.
You know this.
So do
I
I.
have a foul mouth. But I did this photo shoot and I was doing all these fucking contorted, like, strange positions and, like, just all this really creative shit. And me and the photographer were both just, like, super into it. Yeah, this is rad. And then at the end of the set, he's like, oh my god, my card didn't work. We have to do this again. I'm like, god damn it.
Okay, I got you beat. A video part, when you film video parts for skateboarding, I know you know because you used to date another pro skateboarder.
Oh yeah, so I know.
I'm just trying to be a dick. So anyway.
It's like a month.
Yeah, okay, anyway, I was just fucking with you. Successful mission. So, we're filming this part and it took, I don't know, a couple of hours. Let's say at least 2, maybe 4. You know what I mean? It's a day's worth of shit. Yeah. Sweated out a couple of t-shirts and I finally get the line and I make it. And, you know what I mean, high fives all around, bullshit. Mm-hmm. And I look over and I had the same thing then that I have now where this dude didn't have the camera on. And he had to tell me. But he couldn't tell me.
Was he scared?
Yeah, so it took we celebrated for some time before he told me. So it made it way worse. So I was so pissed at him, and then I was like, "Wait, what?"
Do you remember his name even?
Yo, fuck you.
You do? Oh
fuck
man, I must have really stung then.
Yeah. Hey, people make mistakes, but that was
people make mistakes.
But that was one of those things where it just turned out that I didn't even get that line again.
Oh fuck! So it just whoever saw it got to experience the moment.
It took everything, and it was already. He took so long to tell us that he didn't get it that I'd already deep-hatted and just switched off. Like, I'd switched off on all that cared. I was already, like, probably halfway down a doobie and a beer. Like, just like, wah!
That's not
Nobody's ever done that! And it's like, yeah, and no one will ever prove it either.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Rick Cosick. He's a good dude.
You son of a bitch.
And he remembered it. I felt bad for him because of how, he didn't mean to do it. So that's why it was bad.
It was probably tearing him up that whole time.
Fuck yeah, it was. Fuck yeah. It was the worst.
Oh God, oh my God,
Fuck, who else did that? Somebody else. Anyway, who cares?
Yeah, it's happened.
So, welcome to the show, everybody. And welcome to the show, everybody, on YouTube.
All right, yeah.
I can tell there's a lot of people there. We're pretty unsuccessful on YouTube, and that is because I really don't know how to use a video camera correctly. Wait, wait a minute. Susan Pinsky.
You're an inconsistent
If you want to
man.
give the podcast a shout out, we would be so happy. Oh. I should give their podcast a shout out.
Yeah. Do you have like a photo to repost or something?
Well, they sent me this link that I already thought I posted.
I don't remember seeing that, so maybe you didn't.
Can you
post
do it?
Yeah, we'll do it out when we're not podcasting.
Well, you'll forget.
No, I won't.
Okay. So anyway, where was I?
Where was I? We were talking about things getting filmed and then getting lost, but I think we were moving on from that. Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway.
We could talk about technology addiction.
Okay, so my
weird.
thing that I have for today, among many things, is I just got back from therapy. So this is probably because the smartest person I know is my therapist, and that's a person that I have conversations with from time to time. And it was actually funny. I didn't even tell my wife this, but he called me at about 3:50, and it was another number. I'm like, hello. And he's like, Dr. Kraussman, just wanted to have a couple of questions about things and wanted to see if you were going to come in again. And I'm like, I'm here. And he's like, oh, I thought, you didn't confirm. And I'm like,
Well, you've been canceling a lot.
yeah, but I cancelled too, and because I'm such a terrible texter,
Yeah.
he misunderstood me and was like, I'll hit you up when when I'm interested again or something.
Oh.
So that's how he took it. I'm like, no, dude, I'm in the waiting room, like totally interested. He's like, oh, so forget that. So that was.
That's great to know, though, that
He can't. Oh, he fucking cares.
He cares enough that he's reaching out whether you're scheduled or not. Like, that's a really good therapist.
Look, I referred a friend to him because I love her.
Yeah.
Because I think he's that good.
He is that
And he proved it today because I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. And when I saw him, it was just like, he just made everything all right immediately. Because I've already prepared to beat myself up on handling certain situations. I discussed it on the Jason L show involving my son. And he backed me 100%, said, you couldn't have handled it any better. He's like, obviously, my father did the same thing to me and he talked in a different manner because he's my father, but I know you and I know your kid knows you, and that's the way that you get across a message of severity. Like, this is so severe, and you had to hit the brakes on his bullshit, and you did by using a cuss word. So it was pretty crazy to know that I thought, look, I got the message across, but I do think that I was a little aggressive, and I felt like I was aggressive to my ex too, and I was like, don't tell me what to do, or don't tell me what to say or something. You get in the goddamn car and you don't tell me what to say. Like, I kind of put everybody in check.
Yeah, you did. I was watching with Eddie from the balcony. Well, we were inside, but we could see outside. And we both were like, ooh.
Well, my therapist, as I said, the smartest man I know, backed me 110% and said, he said, everybody, he's like, it's unfortunate that she didn't get a full heads up on what had happened.
Right.
But at this point, she needs to back you up and then have a discussion with you afterwards as to why she backed you up. She should just take your angle over an 8-year-old.
Yes,
and I'm like, yeah.
Exactly.
Look.
Exactly.
But there's also a thing here where it's not her fault at all. He's got her and he's got me, man. The first time he pulled this is why we're talking about the gaming thing. What's up, Dirt Boy on YouTube? The first thing that I noticed was that he would have an emotional outburst from playing the video game. If anybody has kids, this is vital shit right here, because what I'm telling you, I got information from somebody that costs a lot more money than the average person can pay to hear this dude tell you this shit. So I'm very, very fortunate. So here it is. I noticed him do something that I've never noticed him to do before, where he had an emotional outburst at a catastrophic level, where he was in his mother's car freaking out, and I, at sort of like you're in shock, you handle it. I do the best I can, and Andrea's like, look, don't worry, we'll leave, and I'm like, wait, okay, and then when I walk back in, I was not right from that. I was shook from it. I was like, he just said 6 of the craziest statements I've ever heard him say.
Yeah, what did he say? say?
Just, I've got anger issues. I can't control my temper. I'm terrible at school. Everybody hate. Like, just shit that was like crazy statements.
Tearing himself down.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's not even you. You never do this. And then, that shocked me. And she was like, yeah, he does that when he gets off the game. And I'm like, what do you mean he does that? Don't worry, Daddy, and left. And I'm like, man, that's not right. And then, sure enough, he was going to do it the next week. And then I brought it up to my therapist. And, we have made jokes about how it's like a drug to him.
Yeah.
We've joked about it to him.
To it. Yeah.
Well, here's the expensive part that probably some people already know and don't have to get a therapist, but I didn't go to school. It's it actually is it lets off a thing, an endorphin, what is it?
Dopamine.
A dopamine.
It does. It pings all your little reward centers. Feels good.
And he said it in a way where, as somebody who is an addict, that it's like it's his comfort zone. Like he knows it's going to be there. The dopamine goes off, and now he is addicted, just like an adult is addicted to heroin. And when you get him off it, when you take him away from it, the mood swings come because you've taken him off it, and there's no more dopamine. Which we noticed, remember when we banned him from it, how fucking impossible he was for the day or two that he was off it.
Yeah,
he went
insane to be around.
Yeah, because he's in fucking rehab. He's withdrawing.
Yeah, withdrawing.
So now I have to get him. He has to be 1 hour twice a week. And an hour and a half on the weekends, and that is the maximum amount of time that he's allowed to use it. And at one point I was like, what about if I just take it off him completely? And he was like, I would say that, but at this point in the day and age and the times that we live in, that to just completely disconnect him from it would be unfair, because he knows that the kids in the community around him all dabble in it a little bit, and just for him to have no idea would be unfair. And I'm like,
yeah,
but still, like, this is going to be, I am going to be dealing with I even told my daughter this. An 8-year-old boy is like a drunk man all the time. It was funny because I was telling her that, and I pulled up to her mother's work, and he was on one of those little benches that people sit on to get a pedicure, spinning around and around in circles on his stomach. And I'm like, see? What if an adult did that over and over again for an hour in a fucking nail salon? What'd you think he would be? He'd be drunk, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Look, he's a little drunk man. See, you can't get too mean at him. Man, we're watching my cat, right?
What is she doing?
She's eating the turkey leg that you've got hung to... I mean, that's your fault for having a fucking turkey's leg.
It's a turkey's foot.
What? And it's chained to the lamp.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it looks cool. I painted its nails, too. And the cat is eating it. She's given up on it. It's fine.
People think I'm joking. There's a lamp that she brought in because it was too bright in here. She brought in a lamp, and it was a live turkey, and it's got its nails painted, and it's chained to the lamp.
With nipple clamps too. Because that's just what I had. Those are actually yours, because I don't fuck around with nipple stuff. Shit just makes me mad.
Well, those nipple clamps are only... I bought like 100 nipple clamps to go to New York to be on the Howard Stern show.
Right.
That's
your story, and
Vincent...
you're sticking to it.
I wish I had a better story about my nipple clamps. That is the end. But it's a pretty good story.
Yeah,
Thank
you. It's a good story.
Yeah, but it really is as far as I go. Vincent says that I am a great father. Thank you, Vincent. Those compliments will never get old.
Look, I think that the tech thing, you take it like anything else, and everything has to be, within reason.
Wait, did you know what I told people right now?
What?
That it's like crack. Like he said that.
I've been trying to tell
the dopamine thing.
Yeah,
you knew that.
I know that.
So does that mean everybody knew that? When you let your kids play video games? Well, unattended, that you're letting them use drugs? Maybe not like clinically specifically that's what it's doing. But you didn't know it was as drastic as I just said, right?
Right. But right. I do know that it hits all of your reward receptors. and it makes you feel good, so you want to keep doing it, and that's what addiction is, right? So just like anything else in life, everything in moderation. You know, you can't let somebody just... They're kids. They don't understand, like, oh, I better back away from this. I'm turning into a fucking sloth or whatever. Like, they don't care because they don't know, and that's our jobs as parents, to step in and sort of guide them in the right direction. But I've been saying that for a while, that I think that it should be used as a reward. Like, you know, your room's clean, you fucking make your bed, you take care of yourself, you go outside and play for a while, you walk the dogs, like whatever, you get your shit done, you take care of your stuff, and then you get rewarded with this thing that makes you happy every time. It always makes you happy, and it is going to be there, but it's only for like a certain amount of time, and they'll enjoy it more because they'll appreciate it more, because they know that they'll have earned it and see it as a reward, because it's still going to feel as good as it does every time they use it, but just using it to feel good all the time, it's not healthy.
Right. Well, and I also will admit that it made it really easy at one point that my daughter got a little older and started loving the phone, and was like, I don't stop and just stopped asking me for stuff. And then my son played the video game, stopped asking me for stuff. So all of a sudden I'm like, wait, I got like a couple of hours on the couch I didn't even know I got away with. There's my mistake. Because I'm like, wait, this is working out. Let me watch what I want to watch on TV. You know, and at one point, I think it started when I was training for that fight, and pretty much, Katie will tell you, when I wasn't training, I mean, when you're 45 years old and you train like that, I got home and I would be like, I'll just lie down for a second. I'd be like, dude, I can't move. I'm going to go to bed and then I'm going to go. I'll do it in the morning, but I cannot go any further. Like, I feel that weird, I actually miss it, where it's like, I feel like there's nothing... All the blood that's in my system was not the blood that was in there yesterday. Yeah. Like, I feel like I pushed through so much stuff. There's no way that I'm... Oh, yeah, Boomby?
She wants to be on the
fucking show. Shout out on the radio. She's the new 50.
Yeah, but so you were tired and they're both happy. So you're like, cool, everybody's enjoying their activities and they're taken care of and they're happy, but, you know... He needs to just, both of them, you know, they need to balance their shit out with, you know, some chores. Even though kids, don't make me do stuff, it's like, okay.
Yeah, but how crazy is it that game started to make him say no to the chores? Like, he would always do when I asked him.
He always did.
And then the game, the last weekend, that's another reason. She heard it too. Mm-hmm. This weekend, he was like, no. And I'm like, dude, you're picking up the poopies.
He went outside.
Oh, really? And then he came back and he was like, do I really have to? And I'm like, what?
He goes, I don't want to do this today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, turn it into this weird, you know, and then you got your old school, your old man saying, I don't know, I was a boy. And it's like, yeah, but this ain't your world, Dad. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this ain't my world. Me? This is Tiger's world. But I actually... I will give myself a pat on the back. I question my authority on being a man. I'm like, is society... Spooby! Speaking of men, I'm talking! So, is my man like, hey, listen here, you respect what I say, and you respect what your mother says, and you respect your schooling. When I say it to him, and I was like, you respect your fucking schooling. Mm-hmm. Because that's how Australian... Dad talks to Tiger, because that's where I come from. You know what I mean? I bring it with love, but if I say, Tiger, your father is very angry with you right now, it won't work.
No, it doesn't.
It can't for me. I'm sorry. And I promise everybody I've tried. This is the way it works with him. Because I know, because it's blood is thicker than water. And that's how we react. That's like when I know when people say, you know, you're fucking weak as piss, get the fuck up. People crumble and say, how dare you say that? I know my blood works with that. I know for me, when I can't pick it up or I can't keep walking and you go, get the fuck up, you weak cunt, I get up.
Right.
Because that's the voice that tells me to keep on fighting. You know what I mean? Like whenever I'm lifting weights, doing circuit, I can't keep going. And there's a thing where you either say it verbally or it says it in your head where you go, I can't. I have like Mick. Like Rocky has Mick, I have...
Mental Mick.
I have Justin Fortune. I have get the fuck up, you weak cunt. If you don't get up, I'll fucking punch you myself.
But it's good to have those voices in your head, and you have to be, as a parent, you have to be that voice for your kids because they don't have those tools yet, and you have to give them to them. You have to show them reward for work. Whether it's, you know, just little shit, just learning how to take care of yourself and have these tools that you'll take into adulthood. But it is easy. It is easy for a lot of parents to just go like, here's a tablet, like fuck off.
Wow. Somebody just said, I love Katie, and it's a girl, wait, Danica, yeah, I think, but no, mate, be tough on Tiger. My parents were easy on me, and it made me soft. I had to learn to be hard. So, for somebody who, wait, Tiger will be appreciated when he is a CEO of a company. Okay, this dude to say that his parents were soft on him, and that he was soft because of it. Yeah. Is pretty crazy because it's different when you're like, no, look, I've had a soft life and I did good. I think it goes both ways. I think that there's a society that welcomes soft, and
there's a place for soft. There is.
I think that there's a place that unwelcomes hard.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I am worried about when I tell Tiger, you know, I don't say harden the fuck up. I've never said that in front of him, but I definitely. When people say they look up to their parents or they idolize their parents or they replicate their parents, like if he looks at me, I mean, Tiger's tough, you know? And you know why he's tough? Because his dad is.
Yeah, but he also has
I gave
his
that to
mom
him.
Too, so he's got the balance.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, she hangs out with some soft motherfuckers these days, but she's a Mexican, weird ass. I actually would wish, I prefer that she had a little more common sense of this weird pussification thing. I mean, you know, the principal of the fuck with Tiger, we both chewed her out. We both didn't go, one didn't go, you're the worst, and the other one goes, you're excellent. We were both weird.
Well, that's because they were in the wrong in that situation.
They were fucking, you know,
totally.
Therapist completely backed me on that too, so that's crazy.
That's completely, they're in the wrong with that specific situation. But I mean,
we're talking about kids too much.
Yeah, we are talking about kids too much. We should talk about this fucking awesome boat that I saw on Instagram.
Was it you that discovered it?
I've seen it before. You showed it to me, but I'd already totally geeked out on it in the past because they're really fucking cool. Man,
the Boomby is so hilarious. People on YouTube are. I mean, this cat is just so fucking in your face for the show. I'm so pissed. Is that Prince or Bowie? Prince is dead. Darren.
Can you not say it that way?
Sorry, but that's my friend, and he passed. So did 50. Right? That's a fat cat right there. That's a fat white cat. That's the Boomby. Also known as Kano.
That's just...
And Bowie, really? I mean, that's crazy, because Bowie is Devon's name?
You know, I named him Bowie.
But how long did you call him? Man, Booby is did she eat a CBD tree? Because she just fell back into your chest. You better catch me.
She's trying to find a way to lie down on me up here, but I would
have to. It's being held. This is weird.
She's on me. She's in control.
Now the microphone can pick up the purring.
Yeah. How's that?
Man, this is actually really cool. Man. You know what would be cool is to have that recorded really well, get it done by the dude, like Bob Rock, and then if Bob Rock produced Cat Purrs, I would buy that album.
I would sleep to Cat Purrs.
Wow, now she's eating you.
She's licking my eye.
Same thing.
Oh.
Wow, I mean, can you write that down? Cat Purr album. I mean, because what you're doing, it doesn't. I hear it in my head as 10 times that.
Oh, this hurts.
Booby, great podcast. You don't yell. You know what? Get her out of here. We need to stay focused. Get the fucking fat cat out of here. I'm serious. I apologize, everybody. There's millions, 100 people listening to this. Tom Payton's listening, and the cat's blocking it. I apologize, Tom.
I'm gonna pee.
Someone said next tattoo. My next tattoo is to finish all tattoos. I'll actually be getting tattooed on Thursday. and that's urine coming out of.
Can
Anyway,
you hear it?
no, are you on YouTube? No.
I'm standing.
Yeah, you're pouring a bottle of water into a cup. Good, congratulations. So anyway, I have a burger tattoo on my chest to finish my chest piece that isn't completely finished, and a double-headed snake on my neck, but there's still gaps around the side of my neck, and there's gaps around my Red Dragon logo, my Wolf Knife logo around my chest, and around the side of my rib cage. So I got a cobra snake with roses on my stomach next to my wolf knife, and now there's gaps everywhere, little gaps in between everything. So the next tattoo for me is, I
just filling up your torso.
I'm a basic bitch. I just like weapons, and I just like animals. So if you're not an animal or a weapon, I don't really give a fuck about you. I mean, maybe I might go like, I like trees, so you could put a tree on me because I trust you.
That is very basic, bitch.
But I don't. But I won't. You won't. You're not gonna put like. You know what I was thinking about? I would have a hot '80s bitch with a crazy machine gun tattooed on me.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Because I like my favorite T-shirt that I own is like this '80s bitch with a shotgun in her hand. And it's so bad.
It's so good. I got you that shirt.
It's the worst drawing.
It's
that's what I'm saying.
It's an original.
Yeah, but if you got Mike V to do a really awesome version, I would do you with guns.
You don't have any ladies tattooed on you. I pointed that out once. It's very just butch. Maybe you need a lady on you.
I also might need a man on me as well.
Hello?
Yeah, a Tom Ford man.
Oh. Tom. I love how you do this. You call it Tom Ford. It's Tom of Finland.
Oh, sorry.
Two very different things.
Yeah.
Google it. Tom of Finland versus Tom Ford. Jason has Tom Ford perfume, and he bought it because he thought it was Tom of Finland.
Goddamn fucking hair in my mouth. It was freaking me out.
Whose hair?
Yours.
Yeah, I tend to shed.
Any new tattoos for you, Katie?
Constantly. I actually just decided on one today that I want to get with my best friend.
And
we're gonna get little Valentine's candy hearts that just say shithead.
That's gay. Oh, shithead. That's cool.
Shithead. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my next tattoo is gonna be whatever my tattooist says to fill the gaps of everything, and that's the end of that.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, people don't really. I think they're starting to get it now, but you have to find an artist that you like their art, and then you have to trust them.
Oh yeah.
Give them a concept and let them do their thing. If you come in with your little stupid pictures, that just pisses people off. Like, let them make their art.
Yeah, you can have stupid little pictures, but then when the dude tells you, what if I did this with the picture and that with the picture, you say yes. Because I've had tons of ideas. I had a skateboard graphic where I was like, can you put this on my arm? And he was like, it would look stupid. Right. But if I did it across here and turned it into this, it would look totally different. Right. And it was the first cool tattoo I had.
Which one is that?
My eagle around my forearm. My eagle around my forearm was going to be my skateboard graphic. Man, I should pull that out. You know, fuck, what an idiot.
Why don't you hang up your skateboards?
That's what I should do with those fucking collector skateboards.
I just stuck them in the garage recently. They're still all bubble wrapped, but...
Can we put them in here next to my swords and shit?
Yeah.
Because, man, there wasn't that many of them. Because I stayed on the Bones Brigade, and Bones Brigade didn't have pro models for the longest time, and I just stayed pro and didn't have a pro model.
That's kind of a rip-off.
Yeah, but it was also... I was on the Bones Brigade, and Bones Brigade was...
So cool.
It wasn't cool.
It
was traditional.
Did you get all the pussy?
No, it wasn't cool. It was real, and I chose real over cool.
Alright.
Yeah, like I chose, like, because I could have had like offers to stay on popular companies, but the Bones Brigade were uncool. But the Bones Brigade were from the respectable Vert days, and Vert was super uncool. Right when you were going out with Greco.
Oh God.
Yeah, I will say that. We were uncool. And it was super uncool to be a vert dude, and I was a vert dude that went for a team that was interested in vert dudes as like as a showing, as in fuck you.
I'm talking like 2005.
I remember when you were fucking Greco.
How do you remember that when you didn't even know me?
It doesn't matter. I mean, he was super popular for being a dude that went down handrails and had a shoe and stuff, and you were fucking him when he had a shoe. I know that.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
Honestly,
anyway,
I met him at a bar, and I didn't know who he was. I just thought he was cute, and I let him take me on a date.
Yeah, and he was cocky as fuck because he was on top of the world.
Yeah. He had the skateboard butt thing, too.
Yeah.
The butt.
Yeah, we have that.
Butt. Yeah,
anyway,
cool.
So he was popular for being a junkie and wearing leather jackets and hanging out with you. Because his ability was pretty good, but it was nowhere near as good as mine.
It was like an attitude thing.
Right.
I gather.
Right. Yes. You gathered it, didn't you? Right. So, but at one point there was a time there where he was off his complete rocker and he had back-to-back ads of his face being punched. Like he had a black eye from being... You probably did it.
No.
Anyway.
He was sober when I was dating him.
Right, because of what a fuck-up he was. Wait, but he was a junkie before he fucked you, right?
Yeah.
Right, so you got him after all... Okay, so you might have got him on the way out.
I think so.
Was he claiming about how energized he was about skateboarding? Because that's usually a sign of on your way out.
I don't recall that so much, but I remember he had a drawing on his nightstand that he showed me one day of this Supreme logo or whatever.
Yeah.
No, Supra, I mean.
Yeah,
Supra,
yeah.
This is making this thing, and I drew this thing, and I was like, oh, cool. Whatever. So, it was about that era.
I never paid attention. I didn't care that much. I really didn't. I just remember there was ads where he was like, he had like blood on his face, and it's like, yeah.
You honestly know more about him than I do.
Of course. Well, I was a pro skateboarder. You didn't pay attention. But it was kids were like, I'm like, wait a minute, kids are hot for dudes that are like hungover, and I'm like, wait a minute, I have to hide. Like I'm not gonna. I almost said slugger. I've done lines with Dave Duncan. There you go. Nobody cares. This shows no one's listening. But I've done cocaine with people where the lines are as big as two of your fingers. And we've just like chased cocaine off a magazine in a car.
Yeah. And
I can't tell anybody that. Because I'm a vert dude that has to go to contests and I'll get kicked off the Bones Brigade for admitting it.
Right. Well,
and then there's an ad in the magazine, the same conversation, the same day, of your boyfriend, who's clearly on heroin, to me and all children. And it's like, the name of the company is Piss Drunks.
Piss Drunks.
And I'm like, Piss Drunks. Cool. And my team manager is threatening to fire me because me and Moses ripped a bong rip in the back of the bus and blew it at the front window while we were driving down the freeway.
Sounds like you were on the wrong team.
Yeah, but the Piss Drunks wouldn't allow me to be on the team because I was a vert skateboarder.
Retarded.
The enemy. Yeah. But you know why I'm the enemy?
Why?
Because I'm the one that's really doing it. You know what you are? You are a tadpole fisherman and I fuck sharks. That's the difference. Now, I see it. Mm-hmm. We all start somewhere and we all create until it becomes something that is a phenomenon. And what had happened is street skating had just started and me worshipping skateboarding, but only worshipping vertical skateboarding because as a dude that could do motocross stunts and when I fucked them up, I would break my arms and stuff. I don't care about any of your sports unless your bones and your face can be smashed on the ground. And you can...
Extreme.
Okay, so pain is extreme. I fucking hate you. Because you married me. It's not fair. Extreme. I hate that word.
I know you do. That's why I said it.
Well, anyway, that's
street skating wasn't extreme enough. I hear you.
You can't get hurt bad.
Yeah.
So you
my ankle.
Yeah,
where's my
Of
wrist.
course you can focus in making it.
My tailbone.
You focused on it because it didn't matter what happened. It's like a video game. So.
But you can still be masterful.
It made me resent them.
Be so dangerous.
I agree. There was so much skill involved in so much of it, and especially now, the level that everybody's at, and they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for accepting the shit street skating at the start that I was not accepting. So it just goes to show your closed-mindedness just makes in the end doesn't pay off. That's right.
It does not.
So
speaking of closed-mindedness not paying off, have you heard the Nick DiPaolo show lately?
I mean, I don't think that the last couple of shows, to me, because I listen, sorry, I'm a fan.
You can't say you're a fan.
I'm a listener. If you're a hater or a lover, or if you listen, are you not a fan? Yeah.
Yeah, alright. I'm with
I mean, I think it's a little bit for the channel, but I don't listen to Jim and Sam, or Kano and Rich, so that means that I'm not that much of a... listener.
Triple threat.
Right? Yeah, I'm not really paying that much attention. I mean, I think Kano and Rich are doing whatever they're doing. I know that they...
There's people that like it.
It
There's
doesn't.
people that like it for a reason.
Well, obviously, but I see hunger to entertain.
Yeah.
Them when in them, you know. So it doesn't matter what I think, because especially I have to understand that my opinion about what things are totally backwards. I mean, you and me, Katie, are a minority. You know what I mean? Like, and then some. You know, we're space cadets when it comes to this shit. So I don't... If everyone's into that, that's cool. And with the Jim and Sam thing, I don't need to get in... I don't want to be involved in it. So that's my opinion about that. I just want to be... I just want Faction Talk to be the best channel on Sirius XM. And if you don't want to get up early to do it, that concerns me.
Yeah.
So if I ran the channel, that would bother me, but I don't, so it doesn't matter.
I get wanting to have a channel that's representative of a wide variety of listeners so that different people can enjoy the channel. But somebody that is outspokenly hateful and outspokenly bigoted and outspokenly closed-minded towards entire groups of people...
See, I don't know if that's true. I was listening to him today, and I don't know if he was saying that.
Well, just because he wasn't saying it today, have you not heard him say incredibly closed-minded,
Look,
hateful
it doesn't. I just don't think anybody's listening to me or him. But I think that at one point, he's one side.
Yeah.
And he'll agree to that.
He is. He's one side, and he does represent a community of people. But
and let me finish, because you're talking over me. I think that he is... in a roundabout way, he is a racist, and I think in a roundabout way, so is everybody. I think that if you're always going to talk about race, and be heated, you're going to sound racist.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I was telling my therapist today that I felt like I didn't fit in a community that I'm in, and that I feel racist saying that, and my therapist is Jewish, so I'm trying to be as understanding to everybody as possible. I just think the only difference is if I always give one side a better reason or a backing, an obvious backing, like if I never give the other side any credit at all, because we're all human.
Yeah. You're
saying that one side is always right and the other side is always wrong, then that's really hard for me to think that you're intelligently entertaining anybody on the planet. Because one side can't be wrong all the time.
Right.
And that's why it must be hard to be involved in politics, unless you're involved in politics and just say the wrong thing all the time, so that you have a bunch of people that want to hear that one thing all the time interested in you. Which I once again don't want to get into it because I work for the company.
Right.
But I don't like, I think to say something about that Jim dude. I think Jim said that me and Nick might be friends. Maybe we would be. I feel like I'm not his age. I don't live where he is. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe, like you've heard me say, and this could get me in trouble. But I've said to my therapist, I feel like where I live, I don't belong. I feel like I am the minority by being the white guy. I feel like everybody around me is not the white guy.
But it's not with you. It's not just the white guy. You're like covered in tattoos, gold teeth. You know, you look
okay.
You look different.
Yeah, but
you look
okay,
different.
but that makes
not only do you look different.
It's my fault.
Right, but you did this to yourself. You know that, but you look different, and you don't have the same cultural affiliation that the majority of the people have in the community that you are a part of. So that's gonna make you feel like an outsider. But
okay.
I think that's common in America.
Well, then where I live, not actually exactly where I live, because it's funny. My therapist brought this up in West Hollywood, where I probably hang out a lot.
Yeah.
If you went to a gay doctor or a gay dentist.
Yeah.
They wouldn't judge you in any indifferent. But I also admitted to my therapist, if they did, I wouldn't have caught it. Mm-hmm. But if you live in a Persian community or a Jewish community and you're not one or the other, they will look at you different. But I also thought, is that because I think that?
That could be part of it.
Because you and I, when we've gone to soccer games before,
yeah,
we've definitely been looked at in a weird way, but we definitely should be looked at in a weird way.
I don't agree. I don't agree that we should be. Especially when you live in such a metropolitan fucking community as Los Angeles. Like, are you kidding me? There's everything here. Don't act like you don't leave your bubble. You know that there's all different walks of life and different kinds of people. And of course, there's always going to be people that don't want to accept anything that's not what they agree with and that's not within their norm. That's fine. But for me, I have to try to keep an open heart and an open mind. And you'll if you give people a chance, there are some people that'll be open to you and be cool and nice and receptive. And you can't let the people that are shunning and negative and giving you the side eye, you can't let that be the representation of everybody. And you can't let that be your main focus because that's a hell to live in. Right?
Yeah.
But that does exist. It doesn't mean that doesn't exist. And the dirty looks don't exist. Because they do. And it sucks. But there's plenty of people that happens to just for how they choose to look or how they affiliate themselves religiously or politically or however the fuck you want to put it. But I think as people, as humans, it's our job to stand out a little more and give each other credit.
I'm just laughing at YouTube. Jace is more home in the bush. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, but it's not about me. But I just think about general. Here's my thing is, I feel like if you're born with tons of privilege and you get everything you want whenever you want from, say, I don't know, whenever you can talk till the day you die, are you happier with that? Or are you happier with, because we live in a very privileged community. Are you happier with go to school, you know what I mean, encouragement from your family, out there in the world with your opportunities, your skills that you adapted in school, you put them out there, you get a degree or you get a thing, get a job, get a life thing you did yourself. Then you business smart yourself into another partnership where you make a bunch of money, and then you're a millionaire, and then you live in this life. Who had more fun on their on their store? It's easy for me because I've been used to it. I've got used to it, and that's the fucking curse. Ask a rock star. Ask somebody that's had it. You know what the biggest curse about fucking having everything is? When you get used to having everything. Because having everything is the shit.
More money, more problems.
But when you get used to it and everything gets like blowjobs, you can suck my dick and I'll come in your mouth and think that's the greatest thing that ever happened. suck my dick right after coming in your mouth. I mean, the best dick sucker in the world is not gonna suck my dick unless I've had like a half a tub of ecstasy. You're not gonna suck my dick and it'll come and then it's like soft and then you suck it into hard and then you do it again and then you do it again and then you do it again. I'm gonna go. Can I please have my penis back just for a second? I would like to drink of water. I would like to maybe walk it off. You know you would. So then all of a sudden, the greatest thing in your life would be walking it off. Right. Taking a walk, pulling it out of her mouth for a second. That would be the greatest feeling in the world.
Exactly.
So
life is all about balance.
Right, you have to have everything. And when I see my kids growing up in a community of people that are on smartphones, not looking at their kids, and their kids are on smartphones who have Yeezys, and yes, I will point out that another fat fucking lazy motherfucker that's got skills rolling on shit, sucking off another fat motherfucker that gets free shit for nothing. A bunch of fat fucking leeches that I'll break in a second in the streets. None of you have Kanye and Kardashian's fucking security. You're gonna have to bump into the real world. And instead you were wearing fucking Yeezys when you were 8. You're a bitch and you will crumble if you leave this town.
You need suffering as a human. You do. It's the duality of life. You can't have light without darkness.
Anyway.
You can't have ecstasy without suffering. You do have to suffer and you have to work and you have to feel pain in order to feel joy. This is life. And I feel like the pain for people that have always had whatever they wanted their whole life, it's going to be a different kind of pain, but it's still going to come.
Pain is love. Ja Rule. Did you know that pain is love is tattooed on Ja Rule 3 times?
That's cool.
In the most excruciating, brutal places that you can get.
Like what?
An entire back job.
Back pains, yes.
An entire black job and a what's this tattoo?
Your hand?
Hand tattoo. Pain is love.
What is this thing?
Pain is love.
On the end of my arm.
On the whole top part.
Just past my wrist.
I was going to say palm. So anyway, he's got pain and love 3 times.
Fingers you've gone.
Pain is love.
Pain is love.
And that's Ja Rule.
That's true.
And if anybody knows pain or love, it will be Ja Rule.
Why?
Because Ja Rule is somebody that has been involved in some serious gangster shit. Mm-hmm. Ja Rule had 50 Cent shot, allegedly.
Allegedly.
You know about that, right?
Yeah.
Money. And then he was like a famous Hollywood actor and hanging out with butt fuckers. Millions of dollars, ghetto shoot you in the face. Those are 2 completely different avenues that he went down, and he is still alive to tell the story. Not to mention, good friends with Steven Segal. Which I believe. Can any of you say that here's the closest, to the Kevin Bacon thing?
Yeah.
Oh God, can you let me do this? Can you let me do this one fuck? 2 fucks. 2 fucks.
Oh God, it's 2. What? Who?
Well, I inquired about a fuck for you yesterday.
Who?
The dude that you liked that had the big dick.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, nobody with the tattoo.
If it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger,
the dude that talked about he always wanted to fuck you and you said you wanted to fuck him.
So you don't really need to inquire, dude, because I already know that he wants to fuck me. That's not exciting. Okay,
but this girl wants to fuck me and I know.
Who?
Steven Seagal's ex-wife. What?
Okay.
From Weird Science.
Okay. She wants to fuck you.
She's always wanted to fuck
What's
me.
her name? Don't make me Google Steven Seagal's ex-wife. Like, just tell me her name.
I don't know her name. I'll follow her on Instagram.
Alright. Oh, you're already following her.
I mean, I follow her on Twitter.
Have you slidden into her DMs yet?
No, she's been on the show before I met you. I could have fucked her before I met you. Maybe I didn't, but you ruined it. I don't know.
How did I fucking
You didn't ruin it. I'm joking, but her name...
Is it Kelly LeBrock?
Yes.
Alright. Oh, God. Yeah, sure.
I can have sex with her.
Sure.
Really?
I don't know why you would want to.
Well, I have to go on a horse ride with her and shit first.
Oh, you talked to me about this ages ago.
There you go. Right, you said no.
I know I said...
You said I can't go on a horse ride and shit.
I said yes, go on the fucking horse ride. I remember this conversation. Yeah. I said yes ages ago. Years ago. Dumbass.
Ugh!
What's it like to hit your head that much?
I don't know. I was getting hit in the head that much. Bitch!
Anyway, you said that there were 2 people. Do you need to also fuck Steven Seagal?
Yes.
Who's the second person?
I forgot. Obviously, I didn't need to fuck her that much.
Clearly. Wow. Well, yeah, go for it. I don't see why not. Did you know that Dr. Pimple Popper is gonna have a TV show?
That Asian lady?
Uh-huh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
She seems entertaining and she does pump a lot of great zits.
Yeah, I saw somebody post a thing about casting to send in, submissions if you could potentially be on the show.
Oh, to have a sweet zit or to be a bing bong ding dong that pops zits?
To have a zit. If you have like zits or a
would you want your zit to be on TV or on
Dr. Pimple Popper's show?
Who sees it more? TV or Instagram?
I think Instagram.
Right? At this point, right?
For sure, Instagram. But when you're the skin,
how does that feel? TV?
When you're the cyst, it's like you're the cyst. You're not the person. I feel like on the show they're gonna, you're the person a little bit more.
Oh, can I fuck the weightlifter?
What weightlifter?
The dumb bitch.
To be determined.
That's a no.
No, it means I want to talk to you more about it when we're not like trying to entertain people.
Yeah, but that was the entertainment. And it's a no. And it's a no. Yes.
Okay.
How does Jason and Katie work?
Tell me this. How did this come up again? Because this was like almost a year ago that this person said that they wanted to have sex with you. Which is funny because when we met them, I was like, oh, this person wants to fuck you, right? And you were like, no, not at all.
Well, I didn't think so.
And I was like, probably she does. And you were like, no, it's not for this. She just wants to train. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then months go by and you're like, actually, she wants to fuck me. And I was like, yeah, duh, of course she does. But that was...
Well, I didn't know and you knew I didn't know.
But I know stuff. Because I'm a woman.
But you knew... Okay.
Women are smarter.
Okay.
So how did this come up again?
Nobody who lifts weights else wants to fuck me.
How did this come up again?
I told you why.
You're just asking
because I still follow her and the photo came up and I was like...
Okay. So nobody reached out to each other?
No, I promise.
It just came up in your mind again.
Yeah. Look, trust me, if anybody else who lifted weights was like, hey, I'd be like, Katie, can I? I want to lift weightlifting.
Okay, the funny part to me about this specific...
I still haven't done it.
The funny part to me about this specific person is...
I wanted to rouse you, bitch.
She's not that strong.
Yeah.
She's not that she's not that shredded. She's not carrying like crazy bulk. Like
she's a weightlifter lady.
I don't see anything.
If you saw her at the gym, she's a weightlifter lady.
Okay.
If she's at the beach, she's a weightlifter lady.
Okay, she has a bigger build to her body. Like I'm a petite person. Like she's a bigger build of a human. But she's not like shredded, she's not jacked.
She's jacked.
She's not jacked. She's this in between to where I don't really see the appeal. But that's me, I don't have a dick. So
Shaun White just won gold.
Sorry, what? He won gold.
Okay.
Somebody posted something on Facebook today about Shaun White. There was some dumb clickbait article made about him, like, oh wow, look, he's become hot suddenly. Like over the years, he's handsome now. And
I think he is handsome now.
I don't. I think that
I think he is, and I think I'm so pumped that he won gold and he can move on with his life.
That's great. I'm happy for him, but I still don't think that he's hot at all.
Don't like redheads or something?
No, it's not the redhead thing. I've had sex with redheads. But
Oh.
I don't think he's got a good face.
Yeah.
And I don't think any haircut or amount of working out is going to fix that. That's my personal opinion.
You're pretty tough.
Everybody's like, oh, look, he's suddenly handsome. I'm like, it's the same face. Can't change a face. I mean, he could, but he hasn't.
I would say he's more handsome than me.
He's not.
But that's a look that you're looking for, and you're looking for a rugged man.
I'm looking for a face that's good.
He smashed his face off the snow the other day, and he got a big scar on his
It's
forehead.
still not any better looking.
Okay.
It looks like he has a fucking...
I don't think you've given him a fair chance, because if you say he's not better looking, I would argue that that's a ridiculous statement, because he has a giant scar on his forehead now.
Yeah.
And for you to say that he's not more attractive is insane.
I didn't say he's not more
attractive.
attractive.
You did.
He's better looking than he used to be, but he's still not attractive.
Everybody can sense the hate in Katie's tone.
It's not hate.
So can I, ladies and gentlemen.
Just saying I don't want to have
No,
sex with him.
I'm saying you do want to have sex
It's
with
not
him.
like, oh my god, Shaun White, heartthrob. No, he's not attractive.
This is the thing that I'm dealing with, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that I don't want to have sex with Shaun White.
Yep. And that I'm not allowed to have sex with weightlifters.
I never said that.
And that's cool. I'm really not that interested anyway. I mean, it would have to
I said
literally...
you could fuck the old horse riding lady. I mean, come on now.
Alright.
Which is better? If you had to choose between the two.
I mean, which is going to be more fun if I had to choose? You know what? Am I allowed to drink?
I'm just saying, choose between the two.
Because if you've seen the horse riding lady's video with Steven Segal on how to open a bottle of wine correctly,
I hadn't.
you must.
Why?
It's the most offensive video ever. It's so
What is she
funny.
opening it with her fucking butt cheeks? I mean, what am I missing?
Steven Seagal opening a bottle of red wine.
Wow. Do you remember that video that we saw online of somebody opening a bottle of wine by putting it in a shoe and hitting like the bottom of the bottle of wine against a wall?
Yeah, and then if you go on,
it and it didn't fucking work.
Now, if you go on YouTube, you'll see people do it all over the place across the world. But yeah, when you and I tried it,
We couldn't do it.
I just smashed a bottle of wine into a wall over and over again, and then nothing happened.
It didn't work. Fucking YouTube.
So if you Google that, I mean, I guess Andrew could probably do better. But I just saw his face, and it's a video that, it's one of those things you never forget. Like, as soon as I saw his face, it was after he got the ponytail of fakeness, because anybody who knows anything knows that Steven Seagal is a person that went bald a long time ago, and was able to get hair plugs way before anybody. He was, because we're talking 80s, early 90s for sure, where he was doing his judo thing, where he grabs your arm, you come over and you give him the arm, and he rolls you over, and he has a ponytail, and he has a clear one whole patch just missing out of his head, and it's slicked back. So you know when you do the weird, the pimp dudes, they do like the weird, their hair is pulled back in a ponytail to cover the bald spot.
Mm-hmm. That's what he was doing.
It wasn't a little bit; it was a guaranteed spot, and that was a guaranteed thing. They did. He had, and then years later, he had fucking hair.
You're jealous. I can sense it.
I did not think that until right now.
You're like, why can't I just have hair?
I can, but I've chosen not to, and you were there, so back me up. Don't be such a bitch to me.
I'm not.
You are a bitch to me because they said we could do it, but you would lose your tattoo.
They didn't say that. It said it would need touch-ups.
Yeah, but you
potentially.
Yeah, okay. Here's what they would do.
And it's like, how do you care about your touch-ups when you've got hair?
Here's what they would do, ladies and gentlemen. Well, okay, I'll tell you what I'll do with my hair. Shave it. Do you want me to end it?
What, have hair?
Yeah.
I don't care. I met you bald and it was fine.
If I was like, fuck this tattoo, it's over.
And you just had hair?
Yeah.
I really don't care either way, honestly. It sounds like such a process to have
It wouldn't
hair.
be a process if I didn't get the tattoo.
No, it would be. It would
But
still,
not like the tattoo.
It'd be less of a process, right? Well, the whole thing is like they would have to they do this thing where they take hair follicles, like 3 in a clump or something, and they take it from the back of your head where you still have hair, and they put it on the front where it's gone, Meat meat. It's a little transplant.
Oh, the old meat meat.
I'm explaining to the listeners. So it would take a little piece of pigment from his head tattoo in the back and put it on the front so it would fuck up the tattoo. So then you would have to essentially laser the part where you did the transplant and then re-tattoo it if you wanted to keep the image as it is. But what I'm saying is, if you do the transplant and you have the fucking hair, why would you care if the tattoo is a little muddled up? Because you got hair over it.
Someone just said to me, Brooke Burton said, favorite skateboard moment.
Is that a question?
Yeah. And I was thinking, here's one for you. When I was a little boy, and I came to McGill's skate park, and McGill is a skateboarder who had his own skate park, and I walked a very, very long time with another Australian who quit. He didn't know, but he quit being a pro right there on that street, walking up the freeway saying, I didn't come here to walk up some fucking freeway in the sun. And I was like, but I know that in a couple of hours, McGill's skate park that's on video that I've seen is up the street. And then when I went there, I knew this dude Gator. Remember Gator? I told you about Katie that murdered the lady in the surfboard bag and he buried her in the desert?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I lived with him for a little bit, but I did not know him at the time. And I was at McGill's, and I knew in my mind that there's this one trick that I could do really good. Go back to your boyfriend who's he ollied downstairs. Ollies. You know what an ollie is?
Yeah, I know what a fucking ollie is.
Right, well, a frontside ollie on a vert ramp. Do you know what that is?
No.
You don't?
No.
Okay, so on a vert ramp, if you turn frontside or backside, do you know what that is?
No. I'm telling you, I don't follow skateboarding.
Okay.
I know what an ollie is.
So if I turn this way with my face open this way,
that's frontside.
And then looking back down, that's frontside.
Yeah.
Okay, so an ollie is when you just do a 180 without touching it.
Yeah.
So I could do frontside ollies higher than anybody in the history of the world when I was from Australia. So I could do like a 7-foot frontside ollie. Which at the time was the biggest frontside ollie that anyone had ever heard about, and you didn't have videos back then, so I didn't do it on video. Just like a bunch of people saw it, so I came to America to do it.
And did you fucking do it?
No, I did it all the time.
Okay, and that was your greatest moment?
No, I was at McGill's skate park and I was having trouble doing them, and I fell off after about 5 times of trying to do a big giant one, because I was trying to do a big giant one because I was Jason Ellis from Australia. No one knew who I was, and Gator Rogalski was there, not to mention several other giant famous pros. And when I fell off on like the 5th one and I knee slid down the ramp and Gator was walking up the stairs, he goes, "Whoa, Ellis got the Ollie-itis." And I was like, he just said my name. He knows who I am.
That's pretty cool.
And I remember walking up the stairs and Gary Valentine was up the stairs, and when I walked up there, he was like...
It was like, all mine.
Nah, because Gary
knows who you are.
Gary hated me. If Gary ever listens...
Wait, I thought Gary was your friend.
He was, but he hated me because I was passing him and Gary was young, and it was hard for him to accept that.
Ellis, I hate that.
And he was far more intelligent than I, and he still is, if Gary ever listens to this. And at the time, I remember him saying, I could see it in his head, even with my lack of intelligence, this is going to fucking turn Ellis into an idiot. Because Gator approved of his bullshit. He was kind of right.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
But it went to my head. Why was he off the show in the beginning? Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry, I missed it.
There's like a whole side conversation on YouTube, apparently. Yeah.
Anyway, what else you got written down there?
Some stuff
that
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I answer a lot of people on Instagram. I answer a lot of people. I think I'm pretty much done with Snapchat, by the way. I can't show Katie's boobs.
I think I'm going to delete it.
Yes,
What's the point anymore?
Yeah, I'm like trying to understand what you actually are there for. So anyway, you know, I talk about some big girls, and maybe that big girl might be even listening on YouTube right now. But I am into big girls. I'm into everybody for like all kinds of different reasons. I'm a weird guy. I've also had this fantasy of a girl who might not be accepted as attractive to the society, that I would be able to just go hard on and make her come 1,000 times, and her go, wow, that was the craziest thing, can't believe somebody so hard would do that to me. And then I would leave and be thinking, like, man, that's so cool.
Like you hooked him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I always had this thing, if Pamela Anderson was like, I'll fucking, as long as you ain't got nothing wrong with you, I'll suck you off and shit, you little bitch, and say some weird shit to me and be like, here you go. And just leave me like, fucking, he never would see that. So
you're, in this scenario, you're the little fat girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, honor me compared to Pamela Anderson, because I think everybody's got to, like, one up.
You're putting yourself way below her, is what I'm saying.
Pamela?
You're putting Pamela up on a huge pedestal, and she would be bestowing a gift upon you.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it might be a little bit different at this point, but I don't even think at this point, quite frankly.
Right. Okay, I'm just
at this point, if I met her and she was like, hey, you really like me, huh? I'm like, fuck yeah, I really like her. You know, come in the bathroom, I'll suck you off. I'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, I'll suck you off. I'll be like, that would freak me out.
Right. So you had an experience, because you know what you do. You answer everybody, you read, well, I don't want to say answer everybody, but you read, like, every fucking message that people send you on your Snapchat, your Twitter, your Instagram.
Yeah.
If they take the time to do it, you take the time to read it, which is cool.
Yeah.
From my position, also a little annoying, because it's very time consuming, and half the time it's nothing. But
yeah. So anyway, a bigger lady, lots of big ladies hit me up. Actually, since I said something about big ladies, I've got like 4 or 5 big ladies that send me videos and photos lately, where I'm just like, cool, thank you. I don't really feel like it's appropriate to show anybody or tell anybody. I'm like, it's my job. I said it on the radio. I do mean it. Like, I have slept with... There was a girl that I don't need to go...
I've seen you sleep with big girls.
Yes, I slept with a girl bigger than that.
Yeah.
I slept with a girl that had a crooked eye, and she was in porn, and she was like 450. And I'm not lying. I'm not lying, Katie.
Yeah.
At one point when we were fucking, I was like, this is crazy. Not bad. So I'm like, if I have to tell my friends, I was on the radio, I was like, if I have to tell my friends, you did it, I'm like, yeah. And then I made fun, you know. No, I didn't. I don't know her. She seemed like a nice person. Maybe she's a cunt, I don't know. I'll never know. I just know that when I was in the middle of it, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to vomit. So
right, you had a great time.
So I refuse to say that everybody's pukable because they're gross. Maybe some people aren't. So anyway, I might have got myself into something where I was like, I'll do it, or I'm into it. I feel like I'm going to sleep with somebody and it's going to be like, that's cool. And then I talked to Tully about it, and someone overheard it and thought it was about them, or maybe it was. I don't know. I'm talking to a bunch of them, but I really did think about it for a second, because I really am like an actor is. I think I'm a moronic child at times, and that you can convince me to do anything if I know that it'll make you happy. I'm not sure why. I just know that it's not right. And then I end up, instead of trying to make someone happy, I end up making them sad.
Yeah. How did you make this person sad?
Because I made them out to be that thing that I was trying to say they're not. It's disgusting. They're not. You know? They're not.
And you made them out to be?
I think so.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm unfortunate.
Well, look, everybody has their thing that they find that's attractive, and some people are into things that other people aren't. Like, I know I'm not for everybody. I'm covered in tattoos. Some people find that disgusting, right? And I'm not going to get offended if somebody finds that disgusting, because I know that some people find it very attractive. I personally like it for myself. That's why I am the way that I am, and I love myself. So, obviously, you have to fucking love yourself at the beginning of the day to live with yourself in any capacity. And it's like, alright, so let's say you're single, you're lonely, whatever. You're looking for somebody that appreciates you for what you are, right? So this person, I'm assuming, was talking to you because they felt that you appreciated them for what they are. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So what happened?
I let him down by talking about it in a way that would make them think that I'm not super into it.
Okay. Alright, because there's got to be a lot of insecurities involved as well, especially when you're not like the societal norm of attraction.
And I am super into it. I would, quite frankly, I think I would have done it, and I think that you might think look at me worse because of it, but I would have. And some part of me thinks lately, that, on more than just this argument, that am I wrong? Am I right? How wrong am I? How right am I? I don't fucking know anymore. If I would have done that, has that made me disgusting? Because I was like, I was like, well, I could really do it and just leave. And she was like, wow, that was awesome, and that would be the end of it. Can that happen? Because I would have done it.
I don't think that there would be the end of it.
And that's why I think because when you were like, you're not gonna. Yeah. I'm like, well, then that changes everything.
I wouldn't allow it personally.
Right, so that changes everything.
I'm very picky. You know?
Right, and
I look at you, anyone that touches you, I have to think about like their skin cells and saliva and whatever else, and I have to think about that going into my body. And if I'm not comfortable with that, then I'm going to say no. Right. And that's my right to say no as your partner. But for you to say, like, am I wrong in thinking that you, as yourself, you know, separate entity from me, if you want to do something, there's no, like, you're wrong for wanting to do something. Like, that's impossible.
Right.
You know, and obviously, unless it's, like, fucking kids or something, but you don't. You know, that's obviously wrong. But just for, like, liking a specific kind of person or being into a specific kind of adult consenting thing, like, there's no wrong with that.
I also feel like I'm a little bit, and could be a complete fail, but if somebody thinks it's that good, I'm super into that too.
I know you are. I know, and I get it. Because it's like you're giving something special to somebody. Like, I love giving people presents. If I buy you something, I can't, like, wait to give it to you on the specific date.
Right, Valentine's Day is done.
Yeah, it's done. I can't wait, because I love that. So I get wanting to give something that, like, lights somebody up. Like, I totally understand that. And I don't think that makes you wrong or weird or whatever.
Somebody said, why can't you love someone for who they are? And I'm like, well, that is what I'm doing. It's just...
We're not talking about love right now, though. We're talking about sex.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, I mean, there is a part of love in it to me. I mean, I love what I'm doing.
I love coming.
Well, I love what I'm doing before I come, too.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? But you can't just say I hate.
Okay, the difference is between intimacy and sex. Obviously, there's a degree of intimacy with sex, but you're not talking about personal intimacy. Like, I'm going to intimately get to know this person and become emotionally involved. Like, that's not what you're talking about. Right. You're talking about the intimacy involved with a sexual experience, and that's different than a relationship intimacy.
Right. I can see how they both get crossed easily, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Tom Payton. Shout out to Onnit.com/Ellis. If you don't go to Onnit.com/Ellis and you just go to Onnit.com, you won't get 10% off. So that would be absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it would be stupid.
Check out videos will be posted soon in the Onnit gym. More and more added every day. And remember, if you want to build your own Onnit gym, Onnit.com/Ellis.
Yeah, piece by piece.
Thanks to everybody who listens to the show. Thanks to everybody on YouTube. I can't believe anybody didn't say that we sucked.
We don't suck.
I didn't read that part. Either way, thanks everybody.
Thank you.
See you next time.